The spiritual awakening journey begins with a profound sense that something in your life is shifting. It's as though the fabric of reality begins to unravel, revealing glimpses of a deeper truth. For many of us, this initiation starts subtly, a sense of dissatisfaction with the mundane or an unshakable curiosity about life's greater meaning. But for others, it comes as a jolt, a life event, a loss, or a moment of explicable clarity that shatters the illusions we've been living under. The first milestone on the journey of spiritual awakening is recognizing the call. This is not always easy. The call often whispers rather than shouts. It nudges you through a restless feeling, an intuitive pull, or even a series of coincidences that seem too meaningful to ignore. Let me ask you this. Have you ever experienced a moment where life felt too perfectly orchestrated, as though it was speaking directly to you? That is the universe extending an invitation to awaken. But recognizing the call is only the beginning. What follows is the second milestone, stepping into the unknown. This is the moment where you decide to explore the deeper questions, even if the answers seem elusive. It's a courageous act because it often means letting go of certainty and stepping away from the familiar. You may find yourself questioning long-held beliefs, distancing from relationships or environments that no longer resonate, and feeling like the ground beneath you is shifting.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
This stage can feel isolating, even disorienting. You might wonder, what's happening to me? Why do I feel so different? This is your old self beginning to dissolve, making space for something greater to emerge. It's important to understand that this disorientation is not a sign of failure. It's a necessary part of the process. Like a seed breaking open to grow into a tree, you must first break through the shell of who you were to step into who you are becoming. The third milestone emerges during this period of uncertainty, heightened awareness. You begin to notice things you once overlooked, the patterns in nature, the synchronicities in life, the subtle energy of people and places. This heightened awareness is not random. It's your consciousness expanding. It's as though a veil has been lifted and you can see the interconnectedness of everything. You start to realize that your thoughts, emotions, and actions are not isolated. They ripple out, affecting the world around you. At this stage, many people begin to question the nature of reality itself. You may find yourself asking, who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of all this? These questions can feel overwhelming, but they are the gateway to deeper understanding. It's important to approach them not with the intention of finding immediate answers, but with a sense of curiosity and openness. After all, the journey is as much about the questions as it is about the answers. As you deepen your awareness, you may experience a sense of disconnection from the world around you. The things that once felt important, material success, sire-term validation, surface-level relationships, may begin to lose their appeal. This is the fourth milestone, the detachment from illusion. you start to see that many of the things you were chasing were rooted in fear, ego, or external expectations. While this realization can feel liberating, it can also be unsettling. You might feel like you're losing parts of yourself, but in reality, you're shedding what no longer serves you. Let me ask you something profound. Are you willing to let go of who you think you are to discover who you truly are? This is the essence of spiritual awakening. It requires courage, trust, and a willingness to surrender to the unknown. During this phase, it's crucial to cultivate self-compassion. Awakening is not a linear process. It's a spiral, with moments of clarity followed by moments of doubt. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate these shifts. Surround yourself with practices, environments, and people that nourish your spirit. Meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature can help ground you as you move through this transformative stage. As we close this chapter, you've seen the initial milestones of awakening, recognizing the call, stepping into the unknown, embracing heightened awareness, and detaching from illusion. These are not just moments, they are initiations, each one inviting you to step deeper into the truth of who you are. In the next part, we'll explore how these milestones evolve, leading to greater understanding, healing, and connection with your higher self. As the spiritual awakening journey progresses, you begin to experience profound shifts that bring you closer to the truth of who you are. The milestones you've already encountered, recognizing the call, stepping into the unknown, and detaching from illusions, set the stage for deeper transformation. Now, the journey intensifies as you move into the realms of healing, self-discovery, and the unveiling of your higher self. This phase is both challenging and deeply rewarding, as it requires you to face your inner shadows while embracing the light within. The fifth milestone on this journey is the confrontation with the shadow self. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves that we've repressed, denied, or judged unworthy. These aspects often lie hidden in our subconscious, influencing our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions without our awareness. Spiritual awakening shines a light on these shadows, bringing them to the surface so they can be acknowledged and integrated. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful. You might find yourself revisiting old wounds, unresolved emotions, or patterns of fear and self-sabotage. But here's the key. These shadows are not your enemies. They are part of you that are crying out for love, understanding, and healing. Let me ask you this. Can you approach your shadows with the same compassion you would offer a wounded child? This perspective transforms the process from one of resistance to one of healing. To work with your shadow, start by observing the triggers in your life. What situations or people evoke strong emotional reactions in you? These triggers are mirrors, reflecting the unhealed parts of yourself. For example, if you feel anger when someone criticizes you, it might reveal a deeper wound around self-worth. Instead of reacting, take a moment to reflect. What is this moment teaching me about myself? This level of self-inquiry is a powerful tool for integration and growth. As you confront and integrate your shadow, you begin to experience the sixth milestone, the rise of the higher self. Your higher self is the purest, most authentic version of who you are. It is the part of you that exists beyond ego, fear, and limitation. As the layers of conditioning and illusion fall away, your higher self begins to emerge more fully, guiding your actions, thoughts, and decisions with wisdom and love. The rise of the higher self brings with it a profound sense of inner alignment. You start to feel a deep connection to your purpose, your intuition, and the divine. Decisions that once felt difficult become clear as you trust your inner guidance more than external opinions. You begin to see life not as a series of random events, but as a beautifully orchestrated journey, with every experience serving your growth and evolution. But this alignment also requires surrender. Surrender is not about giving up. It's about letting go of the need to control every outcome and trusting the flow of the universe. This can be one of the most challenging aspects of the awakening journey, especially for those of us who are used to relying on logic, planning, and external validation. Surrender asks you to step into the unknown with faith, knowing that you are always supported even when the path ahead is unclear. Let me ask you this. Are you willing to let go of what you think your life should look like to embrace the life that is meant for you? This question goes to the heart of spiritual surrender. It's not about abandoning your dreams. It's about aligning them with the highest good, trusting that the universe's plan for you is far greater than anything you could imagine. As you deepen your connection with your higher self, you'll also experience the next layer of healing, emotional liberation. This is the moment where you release the emotional baggage you've been carrying, grief, anger, guilt, or shame, and step into a state of emotional freedom. Emotional liberation doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop being ruled by your emotions. You learn to feel them fully, process them, and then let them flow through you without attachment. One powerful practice for emotional liberation is breath work. Your breath is a direct connection to your body, mind, and spirit. And conscious breathing can help release stored emotions and stagnant energy. Try this simple practice. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale. Imagine releasing any tension, fear, or heaviness from your body. With each breath, you create space for new energy, clarity, and peace. During this phase, you may also notice an expansion of your intuition. Intuition is the language of the higher self, and as you align with your true nature, this inner voice becomes clearer and more reliable. Intuition often speaks in subtle ways, a gut feeling, a quiet knowing, or a sense of resonance with certain people, places, or decisions. Trusting your intuition requires practice, especially if you've spent years silencing it in favor of logic or external advice. Start small. When your intuition nudges you in a certain direction, follow it and observe the results. Over time, this builds confidence in your inner guidance. As your higher self takes the lead, you'll also experience a shift in how you perceive the world. This brings us to the 7th milestone, oneness. Oneness is the realization that you are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it. This is not just an intellectual understanding, it's a felt experience of interconnectedness with all life. You begin to see the divine in everything and everyone, recognizing that the same energy that flows through you flows through all of creation. Oneness dissolves the barriers between self and other, fostering a deep sense of compassion, empathy, and love. You no longer feel the need to compete, compare, or judge, because you understand that we are all on the same journey, just at different stages. This realization transforms your relationships, and you approach others with a sense of unity rather than separation. Let me ask you a profound question. Can you see yourself in others, even in those who challenge you or hold opposing views? This is the essence of oneness. Not just recognizing unity in moments of harmony, but embracing it in moments of conflict. When you live from this awareness, you become a source of healing and light for the world around you. As we conclude this chapter, you have explored the milestones of shadow work, the rise of the higher self, emotional liberation, and the experience of oneness. These milestones are not endpoints, they are gateways to deeper layers of awakening, each one bringing you closer to the truth of who you are. In the next part, we'll explore how to embody these realizations in everyday life, creating a reality that reflects the light, love, and wisdom of your awakened self. Let's move forward together. As you continue on your spiritual awakening journey, the insights and transformations you've experienced so far begin to demand a deeper integration into your daily life. This is where the awakening moves from an inner, personal experience to an outward, embodied way of living. The milestones you've reached, the rise of the higher self, shadow work, emotional liberation, and oneness, are not abstract achievements, but practical tools for creating a life that reflects your awakened state. Living the awakening requires aligning your actions, relationships, and decisions with the wisdom you've gained. This is not always easy, as the pull of old patterns and societal expectations can challenge your resolve. But this phase is also where your spiritual journey gains its greatest depth and power. You are no longer just seeking truth, you are becoming it. One of the most profound shifts in this phase is the understanding of energy as the foundation of all things. You begin to see your life not as a series of disconnected events, but as an energetic flow that you influence with your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This brings us to an essential practice for living your awakening: conscious energy management. Conscious energy management is the practice of being intentional about how you direct your energy throughout the day. Let's start with your thoughts. Every thought carries a vibrational frequency, and the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your energy. Negative, fear-based thoughts lower your vibration, while positive, love-based thoughts elevate it. But here's the key: Energy management is not about suppressing negative thoughts, it's about transforming them. When you notice a thought like, "I'm not good enough," don't fight it. Instead, acknowledge it and consciously choose a more empowering narrative, such as, "I am constantly growing and learning." Let me ask you this. How often do you pause to examine the thoughts running through your mind? Most of us operate on autopilot, unaware of how much energy we give to patterns of worry, self-doubt, or judgment. By becoming more mindful of your mental landscape, you take control of the energy you're radiating into the world. Next, consider how you manage your emotional energy. Emotions are powerful indicators of alignment or misalignment with your higher self. When you feel emotions like joy, gratitude, or love, your energy is in harmony. When you feel fear, anger, or despair, it's a sign that something needs your attention. The key to emotional energy management is not avoiding negative emotions, but learning to process and release them in healthy ways. For example, if you feel anger, instead of suppressing it or lashing out, take a moment to breathe deeply and ask yourself, what is this anger trying to tell me? Often anger arises from a boundary being crossed or an unmet need. By addressing the root cause, you can release the emotion without letting it control you. Practices like journaling, breathwork, or even movement can help you process emotions and return to a state of balance. But managing your energy is not just about your inner world, it's also about your outer environment. At this stage of awakening, you become highly sensitive to the energy around you. This is where boundaries become essential. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They're about protecting your energy so that you can show up as your best self. Let me ask you, are there relationships, habits, or environments in your life that drain your energy or pull you out of alignment? If so, what steps can you take to create more space for what uplifts and nourishes you? Boundaries are not just about saying no, they're also about saying yes to the things that align with your higher self. This brings us to another critical aspect of living the awakening, aligning your actions with your soul's purpose. Your soul's purpose is not necessarily a grand, world-changing mission. It's the unique way you are meant to express your light in the world. For some, this might be through creativity or healing. For others, it might be through kindness, leadership, or healing. Whatever it is, aligning with your purpose requires listening to your intuition and following what feels true to you, even if it doesn't make sense to others. Let me ask you this: what lights you up? What activities, ideas, or dreams make you feel alive, connected, and expansive? These are clues to your soul's purpose. Living in alignment with this purpose is not always easy. It may require stepping out of your comfort zone, letting go of old identities, or taking risks. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you live your purpose, you align with the flow of the universe, and synchronicities begin to guide your path. Another transformative practice at this stage is cultivating conscious relationships. As you awaken, your relationships naturally shift. Some connections deepen, as they resonate with your new vibration, while others may fade as they no longer align. This can be challenging, especially when it involves letting go of people or dynamics you've held onto for years. But conscious relationships are built on authenticity, mutual growth, and alignment with your higher self. In conscious relationships, you approach others with love, empathy, and understanding, while also honoring your own needs and boundaries. These relationships are not about perfection, they're about growth. They challenge you to see your triggers, heal your wounds, and expand your capacity for love. Let me ask you this: are your relationships supporting your awakening, or are they holding you back? This is a question that requires deep honesty and courage, but it's essential for your journey. As you align your energy, purpose, and relationships, you also begin to notice a shift in how you experience time. At this stage, time feels less linear and more fluid. You become less focused on the past or future and more anchored in the present moment. This is because your higher self exists outside the constraints of time. It is always present, always now. Living in the present moment is not just a spiritual ideal, it's a practical way to sustain your awakening. When you're fully present, you access the infinite potential of the now, where all possibilities exist. To deepen your presence, cultivate mindfulness in everything you do. Whether you're eating, working, or spending time with loved ones, bring your full attention to the moment. Notice the sensations, emotions, and thoughts that arise without judgment. This practice not only elevates your vibration, but also enhances your connection to the world around you. It reminds you that awakening is not about escaping life, it's about fully living it. Finally, let's talk about expansion. Living your awakening is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of an infinite process of growth and evolution. As you align more deeply with your higher self, you'll find that your energy naturally expands, influencing those around you. This is not about trying to change others. It's about becoming a source of light and inspiration simply by being who you are. Your vibration creates ripples that extend far beyond what you can see, contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. Let me leave you with a question. How will you use your awakened state to serve the world? This is not about grand gestures. It's about showing up in your unique way, sharing your gifts, and living your truth. When you align with your highest vibration, you don't just transform your own life, you become a beacon for others to find their way. As we near the end of this part, you've explored how to align your everyday life with your spiritual evolution. You've learned the importance of energy management, conscious relationships, living your purpose, and cultivating presence. In the final part, we'll explore how to sustain this alignment over the long term, navigating challenges while continuing to grow and expand. Let's move forward together. The spiritual awakening journey is not about reaching a destination, but about embracing a lifelong evolution. By this point, you've crossed significant milestones, from recognizing the call to awakening to integrating profound transformations into your daily life. But the final step is perhaps the most powerful, learning how to sustain your awakened state while continuing to expand, grow, and thrive. This is where the journey becomes a way of being, an eternal process of self-discovery, alignment, and contribution. Let's begin by addressing the importance of sustainability. Awakening is not a static state. It's dynamic, ever-evolving, and deeply connected to the rhythms of life. There will be times when you feel fully aligned with your highest self, effortlessly radiating light and love. And there will be times when you feel challenged, disconnected, or uncertain. Sustaining your awakening doesn't mean avoiding these dips. It means learning how to navigate them with resilience, grace, and trust. The first key to sustaining your awakened state is cultivating what I call sacred resilience. Sacred resilience is more than just the ability to bounce back. It's the capacity to remain rooted in your truth, even when life feels chaotic. It's about anchoring yourself in the deep knowing that you are supported by the universe, no matter what challenges arise. This resilience begins with self-compassion. When you encounter setbacks or moments of doubt, don't judge yourself. Instead, meet yourself with kindness, understanding that these moments are opportunities for growth. Let me ask you, how do you respond to yourself when you stumble or feel off track? Your answer to this question reveals the foundation of your resilience. If your inner dialogue is harsh or critical, it's time to cultivate a softer, more loving voice. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend who is struggling, with patience, encouragement, and unconditional support. This practice strengthens your connection to your higher self and creates a safe space for healing and realignment. Another essential aspect of sustaining your awakening is grounding. Awakening often brings an expansion of consciousness that can feel overwhelming or disorientating. Grounding is the practice of reconnecting with your body, the earth, and the present moment. It's about bringing your expanded awareness into the physical realm, where it can be integrated and expressed. Simple grounding practices include walking barefoot on the earth, practicing yoga, or even spending time in nature. These activities anchor your energy and help you navigate the world with clarity and balance. As you sustain your awakened state, you'll notice that your relationship with time continues to evolve. In an awakened state, you begin to transcend the linear concept of time, experiencing life as a series of present moments. This doesn't mean you ignore the past or future. It means you approach them with a new perspective. The past becomes a source of wisdom, and the future becomes a field of infinite potential. Let me ask you, how often do you truly live in the present moment, free from the weight of regret or worry? This question invites you to deepen your presence and embrace the now as the most powerful moment of your life. Presence is also the gateway to flow, a state of effortless alignment where synchronicities abound and life unfolds with ease. Flow is not something you force. It's something you allow by staying connected to your inner guidance and trusting the process. To cultivate flow, focus on aligning your actions with your intentions and releasing the need to control every outcome. Flow is a natural byproduct of living in alignment with your highest self. Another transformative practice for sustaining your awakening is gratitude. Gratitude is more than an emotion. It's a frequency that aligns you with abundance, love, and joy. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your energy from lack to expansion. Start each day with a gratitude practice, reflecting on the blessings in your life, no matter how small. Gratitude not only elevates your vibration, but also creates a ripple effect, attracting more experiences to be grateful for. As your awakening deepens, you'll find that your intuition becomes a powerful guide. Intuition is your higher self's way of communicating with you, offering insights and guidance that transcend logic. Trusting your intuition requires practice, especially if you've been conditioned to rely solely on external validation. Start by paying attention to the subtle nudges, feelings, or synchronicities that arise throughout your day. Let me ask you, when was the last time you followed your intuition, even when it didn't make logical sense? Reflecting on these moments helps you build trust in your inner knowing. Living in an awakened state also requires continued shadow work. While you've already confronted and integrated many aspects of your shadow, this is an ongoing process. New layers of the shadow may emerge as you expand, offering opportunities for deeper healing and growth. Remember, the shadow is not something to fear. It's a source of untapped power and wisdom. Approach it with curiosity and compassion, understanding that each layer you integrate brings you closer to wholeness. As you sustain your awakening, your sense of purpose becomes clearer and more compelling. Purpose is not just about what you do, it's about who you are. It's the unique way you express your light and contribute to the world. For some, purpose might involve creating, teaching, or leading. For others, it might be as simple as embodying love and presence in everyday interactions. Whatever your purpose is, trust that it is meaningful and needed. Let me ask you, how are you sharing your light with the world? This question invites you to reflect on your contribution, not from a place of pressure, but from a place of inspiration. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It just needs to be authentic. When you live your purpose, you align with the flow of the universe, creating a life that feels both meaningful and fulfilling. As your vibration expands, so does your impact. This brings us to the concept of service. Service is not about sacrificing yourself for others. It's about sharing your gifts in a way that uplifts and inspires. When you live in alignment with your highest self, your energy naturally radiates outward, touching the lives of those around you. Service can take many forms, from acts of kindness and generosity to creative expressions and leadership. The key is to let your service flow from a place of authenticity and love. Let me ask you this final, profound question. What legacy do you want to create with your energy? Your vibration is your legacy. It's the frequency you leave behind in every interaction, every creation, and every moment of connection. When you sustain your awakened state, you become a beacon of light, inspiring others to awaken to their own truth. As we conclude this journey, remember that awakening is not a destination, it's an eternal process of becoming. You are constantly evolving, expanding, and discovering new dimensions of yourself. Trust the journey, honor your growth, and celebrate every step along the way. You are not just awakening, you are creating a life that reflects the infinite potential of your soul. Chosen ones, this is your time to rise. Live your truth, share your light, and embrace the infinite possibilities of your awakened state. The world needs your energy, your wisdom, and your love. Step boldly into the frequency of your higher self, knowing that you are supported, guided, and infinitely capable. This is not the end, it's the beginning of a new way of being. Live it fully, live it fearlessly. Live it with love. This is your legacy. This is your truth. This is your moment.